and welcome to a special edition of Observer TV News for Monday, May 2nd, 2011 as Canada votes. I'm Deeanna Charrion, live in the Toronto Observer newsroom tonight as we bring you our live special coverage of the 41st Canadian general election. Here with me is my co-anchor, Kristopher Baker. Hello, Chris. And our reporters are fanning out across Toronto tonight and will bring you their reports, the results, the speeches by the party leaders, and who's won and who's lost. Live results can be only aired after 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But just before we get down to it, a quick note of the weather. It's 11 degrees as the sun has set outside our East York studios, going down to a low of 5. So the question is, will it truly be a bright future for Canadians on Tuesday? In just a little over an hour from now, we'll bring you up-to-the-date coverage. But first, let's take a look at the numbers. 36 days ago, the campaigning and opinion surveys started to deliver details of the 41st general election in Canada. There are 8.5 million eligible voters in Ontario, and parties have delivered platforms on issues that they hope will actually matter to their constituents. According to National Post, the 2008 federal election showed victory margins of less than 10% in 17 ridings here in southern Ontario. However, only 58% of voters showed up at the polls to cast their ballot, so we'll see if that number goes up tonight. Before we take a look at the 3 ridings in East York, let's take a look at the 3 main leaders. The NDP has been making most headlines over the last couple days. They have been a rising tide over the Liberals for the first time in 20 years. The last 2 weeks surprised everyone as NDP leader Jack Layton, who is also the MP for Toronto Danforth, to our west, set out cane in hand to get the job done. Another surprise came on Friday where the Toronto Sun reported Layton was found naked in 1996 at an illegal Chinatown massage parlor. Layton was a municipal politician at the time. Police told him to go home, not to come back, and he was not charged. Olivia Chow, Layton's wife, is candidate for Trinity Spadina. She said she knew about the appointment at the time and says her husband did nothing wrong. Layton voted in his riding today, and he will be at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre, where our reporter Jeff Mosher is covering the events. Stephen Harper is looking for his 3rd consecutive victory as Prime Minister. He's also pleading to Canadians to vote for a Conservative majority. He has kept his platform on a narrow track by speaking concisely and answered no more than 5 questions from the media during rallies and press conferences. He's in Calgary tonight. And Michael Ignatieff had a brief boost in support at the beginning of the campaign. However, the Liberals have lost ground to the NDP in the weeks following the televised debates. He has been working hard to promote the Red Book mandate of the Liberal Party, especially the Learning Passport, to grab the youth vote. He has been meticulous in his criticisms of the Prime Minister and the Conservative Parliament. Ignatieff and his wife are at the Charrion Centre in downtown Toronto. We have 2 reporters there, Anita Tasheva, and Kristen Annabelle is there too to cover Christine Innes, the Liberal candidate for Trinity Spadina, who is contesting Olivia Chow's seat. And here in the newsroom, we have Matilda Miranda aggregating results. Now for a first look at East York's 3 ridings, Chris, can you tell me what is happening in the riding of Toronto Danforth?
Thanks, Dee. NDP leader Jack Layton has been riding a surge of support in the weeks leading up to the vote. He has consistently surpassed Michael Ignatieff in the polls and could very well be the official opposition leader as early as tonight. On a local level, he intends to keep the strong support he has enjoyed since first winning the seat in 2004. Squaring off against Layton for the 2nd time is Liberal candidate Andrew Lang. He is a popular candidate in Toronto Danforth since the 2006 election campaign, when he was defeated by nearly 15% of the vote. Lang is a strong supporter of Pierre Trudeau-style politics. Not to be counted out in the ward is Conservative candidate Katarina von Koning. She has been campaigning for strong economic growth and recovery. Pushing the Green Party platform is Adriana Manado-Hamu.
Okay, now what's going on in Beaches, East York?
Well, in Beaches, East York, Liberal Maria Mina looks to extend her 14-year term as MP for the riding. She has been campaigning for early childhood education and support for families. NDP candidate Matthew Kelway is looking to unseat Mina. Kelway has been campaigning for an urban agenda. Basically, he looks to push Canadian cities on the forefront of government policy if elected. Conservative candidate Bill Burrows is also in the race. He has been gathering support for job creation in the arts in a riding where unemployment is a prevailing issue. Green Party candidate Aaron Cameron is waving the banner in an attempt to take the riding where he spent his childhood. Dee?
Thank you, Chris. Finally, we have Don Valley West. Who are the candidates there and what are they campaigning?
Well, Rob Oliphant won the Don Valley West seat in 2006 by less than 5% of the vote, and he aims to defend it in a rematch with Conservative candidate John Carmichael. Oliphant has been campaigning for the rights of immigrants and visible minorities as he looks to capitalize on the ethnic vote. Carmichael is taking his third run at the seat and pledges to use his 35 years of business experience to tackle economic and infrastructure issues in the riding. NDP candidate Nicole Jovanoff is taking her first run at the seat. The community activist is campaigning passionately for clean water and garbage management. Green Party candidate Georgina Wilcock is a physician who advocates stronger health care and the reduction of carbon emissions. Now that's all for our 3 East York ridings. Over to you, Dee.
Thanks, Chris, for that information about the election in East York. More coverage is on the way at 10 p.m. where we have the results of East York's races and a more in-depth look at the 41st general election as Canada votes in the new government. Thank you for watching our newscast. I'm Deeanna Charrion with Kristopher Baker, and stay tuned.